Governor Daniels says he won't run for president because he'll be too busy leading the state for the next 3 years. His top priority, along with luring new jobs and reforming local government, is to change public education. And that's what we talk about as I wrap up my one-on-one interview. A Democratic lawmaker from Crothersville said, I think it's a real philosophical message against public education, and was talking about you're putting tax credits aside for low-income student scholarships in the last state budget. Respond to that.
First of all, the guy who said it is the superintendent of a tiny school system. They don't need, frankly, him in that job. They could easily consolidate the back office with any school system near them, not miss them, take that money and hire more teachers. This is the voice of the public school bureaucracy speaking. And unfortunately, they continue to resist change that would be pro-student. I just wrote a thank you letter to the U.S. Secretary of Education commending President Obama and Secretary Duncan for their insistence that states like Indiana start making reforms. They said you cannot apply for the so-called race-to-the-top grants, education money that we want to bring to Indiana, if you have these backward rules that your legislator was complaining about. Caps on charter schools, pure seniority in terms of deciding who gets to teach and who doesn't, no reference to who's really good, how the students did.
So you'd like to change the tenure rules?
We have to change anything that prevents us from putting a world-class teacher in every classroom.
Give me your thoughts on the constantly rising college tuition costs in this state. I mean, is this a matter that is approaching a point where we need some sort of legislative or executive intervention?
No.
No.
You know, when you look at the year-to-year comparisons, nobody's happy. However, tuition at IU and Purdue, it's still the cheapest in the Big Ten. We have now already one of the nation's most generous student assistance programs, and I want to see it become even more so. When you offset the grants and loans, the average price is much lower than it appears in a newspaper story. So I don't want to get in the business of price controls on our public schools.
Do you think it's wise for Fort Wayne to pursue expanded gambling?
That is for the people of Fort Wayne to decide.
If a referendum came to your desk, would you sign it?
Well, it probably wouldn't work that way. It would probably be a matter for the Gaming Commission. But we believe in home rule here. We would give great deference to the outcome of a referendum.
As for who he'd like to see succeed him, the governor says it's too early to mention any names.